Recording in progress.
Everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSi DFS Fantasy Baseball Picks. I'm your host, Meg31. This is going to be for the evening slate on Wednesday. We actually have two slates. It's the teams are split almost in half. There's an 8-game slate early, and this is a 7-game slate later on. But it starts at 6:35. So if you want information on the early one, just pause this video, go back to our channel, and McKinley had a video for that one. So, no weather again, and 7 game slate. Just going to jump right into it here. We have New York and Baltimore. It's been a pretty competitive series. You have Gill against Corbin Burns. Gill, I mean, I think he's okay in the medium range just with such how small the slate is. But the Orioles offense has continued to produce, and the Yankees has continued to struggle a little bit. So Gill's okay pitcher, but I don't know how he's going to be against them. But Burns, sorry, I think should be pretty solid. I know there's just noticing there should be an E on that. And I think, it's probably going to be the top pitcher on the slate, even though the Yankees don't have a huge K rate, it's a little bit below 20. I think he has just been such a solid stud pitcher this year. He's almost matchup proof there. So bat wise, Yankees would just maybe leverage one, and Baltimore I think could be number 4 in the top one against Gill, just because again they just continue putting runs. It's a beautiful day in Baltimore, 83 degrees, wind slightly blowing out, so it should be decent hitting weather for them. Colorado and Miami, Dakota Hudson and Roddery Munoz. Hudson, I'm not interested in here. I think he's going to struggle even against a Miami team who's oh, average, but they have been putting up some runs recently. They've got some guys that are hitting pretty well. And Munoz for the Marlins has had a couple of starts, and he's put up enough points that I think that he's definitely going to be in play here at 6.5K in the cheap range. I think there's only two options, and I think he's the better of them. And Colorado with the 26.6% K rate, there's definitely some K upside there. So that wise, Colorado, if you don't trust Munoz, I think you go in the cheap category because none of them are over 4.6K, I think. So they're all like middle 4K or below. So definitely a cheap stack that works. And then Marlins, same thing. Besides Jazz at 5.3, and if I'm playing them, I think he's definitely one I want because he's been hot recently. He's had quite a few home runs lately. I think that they're definitely in play here against Hudson, who is a struggling pitcher. Giants and Red Sox. I apologize for the video yesterday. The Giants, I did not do what they wanted to. I played them in cash. I thought it was a great matchup. I thought it was a ballpark upgrade for them, and it just didn't work out. So am I going to say let's go back to them today? No, I'm not going to do that. I don't like them today against Cutter Crawford, but Dolphin Jeffries, I don't like that pitcher there. So I think the Red Sox are definitely in play. Probably my third favorite stack here. And for San Francisco, if you want to play them at GPP, if you think, that yesterday was just a one-off and that they might come out, but like I said, I think Crawford is a solid enough pitcher to pretty much shut them down. But really like Boston here against Jeffers, and then the Giants have had one of the worst bullpens out there. Even though the wind's blowing in here and it's only going to be 51 degrees, I think that Boston should have a strong evening. The Cubs and the Mets, wind blowing across the field at 9 miles per hour, 63 degrees. Pitchers Park, so you have Ima Gaia and Buto, and yeah, it's Imaniana. Sorry about that. You guys know I can't pronounce these names. I try. Uh, so both of them I think are definitely in play here. I like Burns a little bit more. Imaniana is like the most expensive pitcher on the slate, but the Mets don't have a ton of strikeouts there, so I think I mean, they're only like a slightly below the Yankees, but I just think being a pitcher's park, I think that definitely should help him there too. If you can pay up for him and Buzo, I think even though the Cubs have been good, they're still a little bit banged up here, so we'll have to see how they They do. So I think both these teams are going to be leveraged bat wise. I think both pitchers are should definitely be in play. Nationals and the Rangers. Trevor Williams is a no. Andrew Heaney has been up and down. His first start was okay. He scored like 20 some DK points. Then he had like three straight where he's bad, but he faced Houston back to back. So I don't blame him there. But the last two haven't been bad. I think he scored like 32 and 27 DK points. So if he's on, he's on. And the Nationals, I have besides Abram, they have a couple injuries. So, and it's just not a strong team as it was last year, as I said in yesterday's video. So, I think that Heaney's in play here for cheap. Washington bats, I think we could play him against Heaney for cheap. Stick to the righties, probably Abrams, Senzel, Meneses, and Jacob Young. Really like him. Speed and power, bottom of the lineup. Nobody will replace him, but a nice cheap piece there. And then the Rangers, I think, are a top stack on the slate here against Williams. Guardians in Houston. Wow, that was a game last night. There was definitely a lot of runs there. And could it happen again today? Potentially. McKenzie's not a good pitcher. So I like Houston as my second favorite stack. I like Texas a little bit better. Verlander is back, but he's been giving up some hard contacts. So, and Cleveland is a not a power team, but a contact team. So, I think that they could put up some runs, but I don't think that they're going to put up a ton. Uh, so, I think Houston is, like I said, I'll definitely play some bats, and especially uh, Looper Fido, their phenom rookie that they called up, who did have a bad game last night, but was in the player pool on DK. I think he was on FanDuel, but he will be tonight, and he's only 2.8, so it's a nice option for you there. And then for Cleveland, I don't know why it didn't show up because I got Boston twice. So I'd put Cleveland right here in the GPP pool. And then the final game, we have the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, which we thought might not play last night due to a beehive someplace around home base or something, someplace on the field, I heard. So, but they did play that game, and it did have it was a decent game. High totals here. Dodgers have a five total, and Arizona has a 4.41. So Yamamoto, I think, is definitely okay. Again, I think I like Burns and Manana better in their matchup, but could be a late night hammer. And he has been, other than the first start against San Diego, he's been solid this season. I won't want to say he's like matchup proof like Burns, but I think he's in play. Arizona can let down every so often, so have to see there. But they do have some nice left-handed hitting, but pretty much looking at the lineup that they're going to roll out there, it looks like it's going to be pretty right-handed heavy. So that would definitely favor Yamamoto also. But again, it's such a late game that hopefully we'll have the lineup before lock, so you can see if there's a lot of righties out there. Then I feel more comfortable with Yamamoto. But I think it's more of a GPP. I think I'd rather take Burns or Manana if I'm paying up with the park factor and the matchups for them. And then Galen, like had a tight hamstring. I think he had pulled early from his last start. So it's kind of shocking to see him here. So just make sure he actually is pitching before you play him. But I wouldn't play him against Dodgers. He struggled against lefties. So I think that definitely puts Otani, Freeman, Muncy, Outman in play for you here. So, like I said, if you're paying up Burns, Imaniana, Yamamoto maybe, but Galen and Verlander are there, but I think they're very risky. Crawford, I love in the middle range here. Budo, solid. Gill, again, GPP. I keep him in the pool because it's such a small slate, but I'm not really in love with him. Munoz and Heaney, I think, make for some decent options to be able to get a good starting pitcher and get the bats you want. And then Williams, Hudson, McKenzie, and Jeffers, I'm not interested in. So Texas and Houston, the top stacks. Boston also. Baltimore should be in play with the weather and how well they've been hitting. Dodgers and Arizona, Dodgers, especially lefties. Uh, GPP, Cleveland, San Francisco. Maybe they wake up in the cheap range. Miami, Colorado, Washington, and then leverage, I think, would just be the Yankees, Mets, and Cubs all facing good pitchers. So look at lineups to get you underway for your day here. So Crawford and Munoz is where I'm going there. If you want to get up to Burns and Mayana, Yamamoto, I'm fine with that. But I really want a Texas stack. So Simeon, Seager, and Carter, the ones I picked. There are some cheaper options you can use for fill-ins, and I'm going with the Marlins. Give me the lefties like Bell, Jazz, and then um, De La Cruz has been good, but I'd probably take Jesus Sanchez as like the third one and go like five Texas, three Marlins. But however you want to build, and if you want to go a couple more Marlins, just get your solid Texas bats, and then it would be able to get you up. But I think Crawford is a very solid pitcher, especially if San Francisco performs the way they did last night. I think he can go out there and get enough to because again, Burns, if the Yankees wake up in Mayana, he should be okay there against the Mets. But um, every single you pay up for pitching, there's always the risk there that it doesn't pan out. So GPP, give me a Burns and give me Heaney, and then give me those left-handed Dodger bats. So I said Freeman, Muncy, Otani, Outman, I think works also there. And then I'm probably taking like a middle of the pack Houston or middle of the lineup Houston. So Pena, Looper, Fido. There, I think the catcher bats around there. Diaz also to throw in there, or you can go to down to like the bottom of the lineup and put in like Dubon. Um, for it, put in Muncie and have like kind of a wraparound thing. Singleton at first base if Freeman's not playing for some reason. So that's how I'm gonna attack that. So we got for you family questions. Put them in the chat below. Hit me up and maybe we're throwing on Twitter on X. Uh, and if you want more information on FSi DFS, you can go into the description of the video and sign up there. And make sure you check out our channel. Believe there's a PGA video this week. There's a video for Champions League semifinal today. So we got those things going on for you, and we can lead to the early baseball. So thanks for watching. If these videos help you, help us back, like, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends. Good luck in your contests. And if you have a question, you know how to get hold of me, and I'll see you next time.